Okay, so today we're learning about discounts, markups, sales tax, and tips. Basically, how to apply some of these percentage concepts to more of a real-life application. All right, so in example one, it says you buy a pair of jeans that are 33% off the original price of $29. What is the sale price? So there is a little bit of logic here, because if something is on sale, is it going to be cheaper or more expensive than the original price? Cheaper. It's going to be cheaper. So if it's cheaper, I need to subtract at some point. Okay, so that's something that we want to keep in mind. But first, I need to figure out, what is that amount? I know it's 33% off $29, but how much money is that? Okay, so does anybody think they have an idea of how I could figure out what 33% off of $29 is? Daniel?
You could turn 33% into a decimal.
Very good.
And then multiply it by 29.
Perfect. Okay, and this is a little bit of what we learned yesterday too. Anytime I want to find a percent of a number, and in this case, how much money that is, I need to change it to a decimal and then multiply. And 33% times 29 is going to be what? $9.57. Very good. We want to refer to it in terms of money. Okay, so now I know $9.57 is the amount of the discount, but I'm not done yet, because did it ask me what the discount was? No, it asked me, what is the sale price? So I need to subtract, very good, $29 minus $9.57. And 29 minus $9.57 gives me $19.43. And that is the sale price. Okay? All right, any questions on example one? Any questions? Good. Seem pretty straightforward so far. Okay, now let's look at example two. Let's talk for a second about where you guys shop. Where do y'all shop for clothes? Sears? Where? JCPenney's? Okay, Hollister maybe? Aeropostale? Okay, Marshall's, great place to find some discounts. Okay, so you know when you walk into, get your favorite store in mind, where you love buying your clothes. When you walk into that store, so let's say Hollister, and that shirt is $20, you know that's not what that store paid for it. That's not what Hollister paid for it. They didn't pay $20 for that shirt. And realistically, they probably paid less than $1 to make that shirt, and they're charging you $20, okay? So that's what we call a markup. All right, they paid, let's just round it and say, Hollister paid $1 to have that shirt made. Okay, that's how much they paid. They sold it to you for $20. So there's a markup there. There's a percent markup. It's a huge markup. Okay, so that's what this example is talking about. A store will pay a certain amount, and then they'll mark it up to make profit so they can keep the lights on in their store, so they can pay their employees, so they can, yes, make money, make a profit. That's the whole goal of business, is to, be able to make a living off of it too. So I'm still going to go about pretty much the same process that I did in example one. It says, in this example, it says, a store that sells skateboards buys them wholesale for $57. The store's markup is 150%. So what is the retail price? Okay, well, first I need to figure out how much money is the markup. I know that the original price that they paid is $57, and that they mark it up by 150%. So I need to change my percent to a decimal, right? What's 150% as a decimal? What's it going to be? 1.5. So what's 57 times 1.5? What's it going to be? $85.50. Is that how much they sold it for? No, that's how much profit they're making. So how do you think you're going to figure out what's the total selling price? What's the retail price? How are you going to figure it out? You're going to subtract it from the original? No, you're going to add it. Very good. So we have what they paid for it, the profit they're making off of it, and now we add them together, 57 plus 85.50, and we get the total sale price. And then guess what? You get to pay tax on top of that. They're just making out, aren't they? Man, they made 85 bucks off of you, profit. Then you have to pay sales tax on top of that. They're on the right end of that deal, okay? All right, so examples 1 and 2, I have to find out how much money represents the discount or how much represents the markup, and then I have to add or subtract from the original to figure out what the actual total is. All right, any question on example 2? Chris? All right, now I want you to try one. All right, it says a store is selling flip-flops at 20% off their original price. What is the sale price of the flip-flops originally priced at $20? What do you do first? You have to change the percent to a decimal and multiply it. And what do you get? $4. And now do you add or subtract it, Ashley? You add or subtract it from the 20. What do you think, Ashley? Kevin? You subtract. It's a discount, right? If it's a discount, you're not going to pay more. If it's a discount, you're going to pay less. 20 minus 4 gives me a total. I pay 16 bucks for the flip-flops before tax. Shh. Guys, talking. No, stop talking. Okay, one more example. Now, in example 3, we're finding sales tax and tip. It says at a restaurant, you order a meal that costs $12. So $12, that's my food bill. You leave a 20% tip, and the tax is 5%. So you need to figure out what's 20% of $12 and what's 5% of $12. Okay, so you need to find the tip, the tax, and then you can find the total. Well, how would you find the tip? Change the percent to a 0.2 times what? Times your food bill. Times 12. You see that? So to find the tip, I know I tipped 20%. Change it to a decimal, multiply it by my food bill, and how much is my tip? How much is my tip, guys?
$2.40.
Very good, $2.40. Now I need to do the same thing with my tax. What is 5% as a decimal? What's 5% as a decimal? Or say? 0.05. And guess what I'm multiplying it by? By my food bill. What's my food bill? $12. So what's 0.05 times 12? What's 0.05 times 12? 0.6 or 60 cents, right? So now, how do I find my total food bill? 60 cents. I just add them all together. Plus my tip, $2.40, plus my food bill, which is $12, gives me a total bill of $15. All right? So the work that needs to be shown is right here. How you converted the percentages to decimals and multiplied them by the food bill, found those totals, and then you just add them together to find the total cost of your food bill. Okay, 15 bucks? That's, you know, maybe like Applebee's, you know, Chili's. You could get out 15 bucks per person. Oh. You tip at McDonald's? Nope. Okay. All right, I want to do one more. Shh, guys, I want to do one more. That's everything you need to know for 9.7, so that's the end of the lesson. But we are going to do number 14 on page 452, so go ahead and turn there.